everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am doing part 2 of a collaboration that I'm doing with the lovely Hailey over at Mummy Cooks Homemade. If you watched yesterday's video, you will see that we are doing a collaboration together, and the collaboration entails that we gave each other a traditional dish from each other's country. So I gave Hailey bacon and cabbage to do, which she was over the moon about. But if you watched her video yesterday, you will see that she did an amazing job on it. It came out, looked absolutely beautiful and delicious, and I think she was surprised with how good it tasted. And she gave me a dish called toad in the hole, which is a traditional British dish. And I had never heard of it before, and I'd never obviously tasted it before then, but I had to go at it. And if you'd like to see that video, that was up yesterday on my channel, and the bacon and cabbage from yesterday is on Hailey's channel at Mummy Cooks Homemade. I'll give more information in the description box below. So part 2 of this collaboration is that we cook our own dish, our own way. So today Hailey has put up a video of her version of toad in the hole, and it's my turn to do bacon and cabbage. So here's the ingredients that I will need for this. There was an offer on the bacon, so it's unsmoked back bacon I'm using, and there was an offer of 3 packets of this for €10. So I got those, and I'll cook them all up today, but obviously I won't use them all today. I'll freeze some for another day's dinner. I have this delicious looking cabbage, which is from a local farmer, but it's for sale in my local grocery store. So it looks delicious. There'll be some amount of iron in that green. So I'll just remove the outer leaf or two, and then we'll have some fabulous cabbage inside. And then I'm going to serve with carrots as well, which you don't have to do. But I like how carrots go with this dish. And then for my white sauce, I'm going to need plenty of butter. I'm going to need some flour and milk, and then some parsley. You can use fresh parsley if you wish, or no parsley at all, but I use some dried parsley if I don't have fresh parsley. So let's get cracking. I'm going to prepare my veg, and I'm going to get the bacon boiling. Okay, let's get to it. Thank you again for joining me. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. If you are back in my channel after being here before, you're very welcome back. And don't forget to pop over to Hailey as well. Now, so my trick, it's actually my mother's trick, that to help the bacon take a little bit less time to cook, is that I'm going to slice it up before I pop it into the pot of water. So that literally is just all I do, is slice it up. Okay. You could just pop the whole lot in, but it takes forever. Chopped up here, sliced up, and I shall pop it into my pot. Now I don't have a heart attack. This will definitely do at least, I'd say, 3 more dinners for our family of 5. So it'll be going in the freezer. Now I'm going to add in my cold water. And I'm going to pop on the lid, and we're going to leave it to start boiling. Now, that do its thing. I think I'll actually move it to the back of the ring, the back ring, so I'll have more room for myself. So that's that. That's just a bit of fat I took off. You don't have to take it off. You can take it all off if you want. Now we'll start getting the veg ready. Now getting stuck into the cabbage. So I'm going to take out the outer couple of leaves that might be slightly damaged. And I'm going to slice this up and get it washed. Make sure there's no little creatures inside waiting for me. So those are the lovely green leaves on the outside, and then it gets nice light colour on the inside. Some people like the dark cabbage more than the light cabbage, and then other people the opposite. I like both. Now, so this I can just slice up. I won't get any more leaves off it. I'll just take out the core. Oh, sorry, kicking you around the place there. Now I'm going to add some salt to my cabbage. I just do this just because it's from a farm nearby, and just in case there's still something alive inside, the salt will draw it out and it'll come up to the top. And it also just helps to wash the cabbage. So this, I'll just leave it in there for a couple of minutes. And I'll get onto my carrot. Now I'm just going to show you the bacon. It's really boiling away here. It's about 20 minutes later after I put it on, and it's boiling a bit too much, so I'm just going to turn it down and let it simmer. And then maybe in another 15 or 20 minutes I'm going to change the water, because I just don't like my bacon to be too salty. So I just have to be careful because it's doing a lot of spitting. Now I have my carrots ready here, and I'm going to put them on to steam. Traditionally, this would have been a one-pot dish. Back in the day when you were cooking this in your open fire in your cottage, and all you had was one big cast iron pot, and you would start off with your bacon, and then you could add in your spuds later and put in your carrots and cabbage, and then they'd all cook in the bacon water, and you could eventually take out the bacon. And use the water for cooking your veg. Okay, but I don't like my veg and everything to be too salty, so I do it separate. I do the veg separate and my spuds separate. But if you go over to Hailey and watch the way she does it more of the traditional way in her video, in her part 1. Okay, I'm just gonna pop on my carrots, and shortly then I'll put on my cabbage, because cabbage doesn't take as long to cook. Now my spuds ready to pop on. Steam away there, so them all chopped up nice and small so they'll cook fast, and they'll be easier to mash then, because I think I might do them as mash today. Now this has been cooking for about 45 minutes, so I'm going to replace the water. We'll change the water and take out this water and add in boiling water. Okay, again, this is just personal preference. It's another thing that my mother does, or used to do, or still does, and it's just to remove some of the salt, so the bacon won't be as salty. But as Hailey said in her video, if you pop over and watch it, she likes salty bacon, so she didn't replace the water in hers. So it's personal preference. I'm going to put the lid back on and get that boiling again. Again, that's boiling water that I put in there. Now I'm ready to start making my white sauce. We like a lot of white sauce with our bacon and cabbage and spuds. So a nice chunk of butter going in here. Just let that melt. And my butter is melting away nicely. Now you don't want it to burn, so be careful. I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of flour. Get my wooden spoon. And we want our flour to cook through. I'm actually going to add another tablespoon, so that's my 4th tablespoon. Heaped tablespoon. So you want to get a paste. You're making a roux. I'm sure you all know that. So get a nice paste going there, and you want that flour to cook. So you make sure the flour cooks through here now for about a minute or so before you start adding your milk. Now you just want to make sure this doesn't burn. Now I'm going to gradually start adding my milk. And the trick is, of course, just a few drops at a time if you want smooth, lump-free white sauce. Back in the day, I remember my home economics teacher teaching us how to do this. But I never learned properly until I took note of my mother doing it. I learned from her. She was always really good at doing a nice white sauce. And I've learned recently that in the States, this white sauce is called a gravy. And whether I've got it right or wrong, I don't know, but they could serve this white sauce with scones, or scones, as you may know them. And I just can't imagine that, but apparently so. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they call this gravy. In this house now, we love white sauce on our spuds, on a dish like this, or with a fish dish. My husband can't get enough white sauce, especially with his bacon and cabbage. So I'll probably speed through this now, speed up the camera, and you'll just see I keep gradually adding more and more milk until we get a nice sauce out of it. Now I've swapped over to my whisk, and as you can see, it's turning into a lovely creamy sauce. Now it'll keep thickening up for another while, so you have to be careful and continue to add milk as you like. Now I'm making this earlier in the day. We won't be having dinner until later on in the evening, so I might even at that stage have to add a little bit more milk just to make it into a nice sauce. This is kind of the consistency that you are looking for. See? Well, that's what I'm looking for anyway. As with all my dishes, I do it the way I like it. And I think Hailey does too. So I'll just let that keep warm there and see how much thicker it'll get, and I might even add a bit more milk. I'm going to check my carrots. Yeah, they're cooked. So I'm going to take out the carrots and swap over and put in the cabbage. I'll have a quick check of the potatoes. Well, do you know what? They're actually cooked too. So I'll take those off too. There's my cabbage ready. Pop the lid back on, and that just has to steam there now. It won't take too long. Now the white sauce bubbling there. You have to be careful now that it doesn't burn. So I'll probably just turn this off now, and it'll still keep cooking because the pot is so hot. And then I'll see later on if I need to thicken it up a bit. Or, sorry, add more milk to it if it has thickened up too much. No, I get the right lid. Now, so I'll turn that off. Bacon, it's doing nicely there. That's cooking for just over an hour now. I'm going to leave it on for another little while. And it's just simmering. I have it down at number 7, which is, well, 6 between 6 and 7, and this hob goes up to 12, so it's at medium. So that's it. That's about all I can do for now. Cabbage will cook soon, bacon shortly after, and then I'll just heat everything up later on when it's dinner time. I'll show you what the bacon is like when it's cooked. I've just decided while the potatoes are hot, I'm going to add a knob of butter and mash them now while they're hot. Just make things a lot easier. And a little glug of olive oil. Anyone else cook dinner in the morning or early afternoon when the kids aren't around, just for peace and quiet, and then not have dinner until 5-ish o'clock in the evening? It's great to get it done and not to be panicking when homework and all that is going on. So that's the spuds done. Cover them up. And that dish will heat up nicely in the microwave later on. Thank God for microwaves. Now, my bacon has been cooking for about an hour and a half. If I didn't cut it up, it should take 2 hours or more. I'm going to check now and see if I think it's done. There's a nice slice. And look, see how it cuts up very easily. Yeah, it's definitely cooked. See? Taste test. Absolutely beautiful. Tender, tasty, not too salty. Definitely cooked. So now I can strain my bacon. It's ready for later. And there's my plate full of bacon. And I'll just take out what I need for today and let the rest cool down and freeze it for another day. And I think my cabbage is cooked. Yeah, lovely. So that's something else to leave aside for later. And I'll get back to you when I serve up and show you how it all looks together. Thanks for watching so far. And there you have it, our bacon and cabbage, Fiona style. and some carrots on the side just for a bit of colour. And look, we have our green, white and gold. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do pop over to Hailey, and if you've come from Hailey's channel, thank you so much. It's been great to have you. Give me a thumbs up, please, and if you haven't subscribed, you are more than welcome to. God bless you all. Bye.